Before showing you interesting table about Edom, Europe against Israel, so this is really the last news which we saw. News Europe condemning the Israeli law of arrangement. This is a law, as we know, that grounds which belong to the Arabs will be compensated, will be paid to them, gives them another ground, and Israel will be able to settle there. Definitely they are against this, and what we see in the pictures, this was they bring in the paper, this is really the Secretary of United Nations and the President of the European Union, exactly this one, which represents this strong opposition to Israel. Edom, Europe is Edom, and amazingly, the table, as you will see, appears in the book of Genesis, in which we have the verse which says, "The Lord said to her," it is Rebecca, "two nations are in your womb, and two people from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." So definitely explanation who is older, who is younger. And a lot of explanation, but all of them really say that this is a sign for generations. There will be a big struggle, quarrel between Edom, Esau, and Jacob, Israel, which we see up till these days. As a source, the verse is Genesis 25-23. So, very interesting, as we said, and unfortunately, clearly we see it these days, that there is a great opposition, really, almost the whole world, really, against Israel settling in an area which they claim belongs to the Palestinians. Definitely all of this comes as a result of not believing in the Torah, which says clearly that the land belongs to Israel. So let us see the table, which is really a very interesting table and significant. As you will see yourself, it is very interesting. It comes in one book, Genesis. I mean, we looked really, because tables which appear in one book are much more significant than others. So this is example really that this comes here. Edom, you can see Edom, Neged, Israel, Edom against Israel, could not come in one long sentence, lot of letters, but it comes Edom, Neged is one sentence, Israel. But what is interesting, as we said, it exactly comes in the verses in the Torah which tells us that this will be the situation when God says to Rebecca, two nations in your womb, and two nations will come out and will be separated. One will be stronger from the other. The old one will serve the young one. Definitely a lot of explanation, which what it means and clearly indicate to the quarrel, the struggle between Edom and Israel, like it was between Esau and Jacob. Now what is interesting is that you see clearly here the United Nations, and the whole world really is them, which are against, which represent Edom. And what is also interesting is we have this year, Tafshin Ayin Zayin 777, which is the time that this law of arrangement was about to come, but the world are against this, as we saw. We don't know if it appears, but what is also interesting is that, as we saw in other places, that times which are suitable for redemption, for Messiah, if unfortunately Jews don't deserve, not keeping Torah, not keeping the Sabbath, and definitely this is which this Sabbath, Maimonides says. No, so it is interesting that you have here the year 777, 577, and small skip of Ben Ishai, the son of Jesse, which is David. Yeah, very interesting, which is really the time for it. For Messiah, which come here also Mashiach. But as unfortunately, as the Torah says that in these verses about Esau, God, Isaac says to him that if unfortunately Jews will not keep the Torah, then you will be ruling them. This is clearly what is written there. In these verses, one can read it. So this is the situation. Unfortunately, now Israel have to obey the United Nations, to obey Obama, and they try not to, but it looked like it will not work, because it did not work, and and it will not work, because unfortunately this is what the Torah says. You don't keep Torah, then Edom will rule over you. This is clearly what is written there. So, as he said, very interesting and significant table, and hoping really that the positive side will come out, and will have the son of Jesse, David, son of Jesse, the Messiah, Mashiach will come this year already, and will redeem us, and not having this trouble from Edom. And some says it really has to do with Gog, because those Gog, definitely the Gematria, numerical value of Gog and Magog come to 70, which really indicate to a situation when the whole world, which basically is based on 70 nations, will be against Israel. And who knows, if this is not now the situation that we see more and more opposition against Israel trying to settle in the Judah and Samaria place. So, important table and relevant to our time.